Hello, and welcome to the season finale event of MoviePod 1.0. Next week, MoviePod is entering a new era. The artwork will be different, the music will be different, and the format will be different. As of next week, the premise of the show is changing. It will now be MoviePod, a reclaimed cinema podcast. It will cover movies that have had significant shift in critical reception since release. It will also be about films that have been reevaluated and put up on a mantle by various people and subcultures. So I figure with the shift in the era, it'd be kind of fun to take advantage of a search engine optimization with the drop of the new Taylor Swift album and cover Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour, Taylor's version. So I'm joined by two Taylor Swift mega fans who I actually saw the Eras Tour with. So I'm joined by my friend Andy. So how are you doing, Andy?
Everyone, I'm doing good, thanks. Nice to meet you all. Is that what you say on a podcast? I don't know.
You can say whatever you want.
Hello.
I'm also joined by my sister Andrea. So how are you doing, Andrea?
I'm so excited for tonight.
So the Taylor Swift's new album, what's it called? What's it called again?
Life of a Showgirl?
Oh my god, the Life of a Showgirl. Get with the picture.
Yeah, so that's like dropping at midnight. So everyone's freaking the fuck out about that. So yeah, I figured it's perfect timing because the new podcast format next week and such. So strike when the iron's hot. Yeah, so let's first off talk about how we got into Taylor Swift, because I assume we have like different stories. So how about Andrew, you go first?
Yeah, because I'm definitely the oldest person in this podcast right now, and definitely the oldest Taylor Swift fan. So I have been into Taylor Swift since her first album came out. So the summer of 2008. So I picked up on it like a little bit after it had originally debuted. But when she was hitting like all the talk show circuits, and a roommate of mine at the time when I was in undergrad at Western was super into country music. And I remember her playing Picture to Burn, and I thought it was a riot, like an absolute riot. And then I kind of looked up this artist, and she just had so much spunk, and this song was insane. Like, it was just so vengeful, and I loved the spite. And little did I know like how much like revenge and spite would be like such a major narrative to Taylor Swift over the years. But yeah, it was really, really catchy. So I guess I caught it like a little bit later because the lead single off that album was Tim McGraw, and I didn't find that song until I actually bought the album. So I bought the album on iTunes, and I had it on my iPod Nano, first generation.
Yes.
Putting this into context. And I also got into this album like right after my like high school boyfriend and I of like 4 years broke up. So I was like, yes, like Picture to Burn, like, and then the song should have said no, like hook it to my veins. I was so into that album that summer. And then so that was like my first introduction to Taylor Swift. And then it was not that long after that Fearless came out when I was actually abroad. Like I did a year abroad at the University of Leeds in Northern England. And I remember when Fearless came out and I got it on iTunes again and listening to it on my iPod, like walking up and down like these soaking wet hills because it's Northern England. So it's always raining and always cloudy. And just getting like hooked on these songs like on repeat, like while I was living in England, and like some of the lyrics about like fearless and that sort of thing, going out on my own, like living in a new country, like it just hit at all the right times. And Taylor Swift is 1 year and 1 day younger than me, so still pretty close in age. So a lot of the times when her songs like came out, they like hit the spot for me because like I had just gone through like similar kinds of things, and it just kind of went from there.
I know for me, because like you're my sister, of course, and like I was buying you CDs as like birthday presents and Christmas presents and stuff. So like that's how I got into it, because like I was getting things for you, then I was getting hooked on that as well, and I always found like her music like, incredibly engaging. I don't find her country twinge stuff as interesting as her later things, but yeah, there's always something there, always something I found interesting, and I think that she's an incredibly interesting musician. So I don't really have that interesting of a story. Basically, I just stole my sister's albums and listened to them. How about you, Andy?
For me, it was, I mean, I was aware of Taylor Swift growing up, obviously. She was everywhere. So it's like I was aware of the music, but I never really sought it out until it was like COVID. She had come out with Folklore and Evermore, and I remember hearing like a lot of like hyped like chatter about it. Like everyone was saying it was really good, and it was kind of like her indie album and this and that, and like I'm more of like an indie kid as far as like the genre that I kind of gravitate towards. And so I finally heard the one song that she does with Bon Iver. I can't remember it off the top of my head. It's like Andrea, what's it called? It's like the one where it's like, I think I've seen this film before and I didn't like the ending. Do you
Oh
remember
yeah.
the?
Now I've got now song titles like escape my mind when I have just the lyrics in my head. But yes, that.
Yes. Anyways, that particular Bon Iver song. So I listened to that and was like, oh, snap. Okay, this is pretty good. And
Exile.
then
That's it.
Exile, yes.
Exile.
So Exile had me kind of in a chokehold. And then so I just decided to like go through the whole two albums because by the time I checked them out, like both albums had been out and I really loved them both. And then I just kind of spammed those a lot for several months. And then I think by then it was just, I think the Eras tour was sort of like being announced or something. And that she was possibly going.
You missed a lot of albums.
Oh, no, for sure. Like I literally only jumped in for that. And then okay, so I don't really know the time frame, but it was like I jumped in for that, and then I like decided to check out Midnights, and I didn't mind Midnights at all. And then like the Eras tour was like coming, and like I think by then we had luckily like managed to get our hands on some tickets. So then I started working my way backwards to like go through the discography and like prepare for this tour. Like I like all of her music, I would say, but I would say that Folklore and Evermore are definitely my favorite albums. And I also what I really helped me get into it is all of just sort of the lore and the like little Easter eggs. Like once you start
So
getting
much
into
more.
yeah, like once you start getting into the fun like side stuff of like, oh, like in this music video, like this is a reference to this and that's a reference to that, like that's where I'm really starting to enjoy it and stuff. So it's been very fun, but I'm very much a new baby Swiftie, so I don't know
And
as much as I should, but
the lore is what I wanted to have you guys on because like you guys are very, very deep into that. Like Taylor Swift lore is like deeper than Dark Souls lore. It's fucking nuts. Like people are insane with this stuff. Like everyone knows like who each song is about. Like, you know, if it's a breakup song with a specific actor, musician, something like that. Like everyone knows so many different things, and the theory crafting is fucking insane. Like it's like all Taylor Swift fans, they have like, you know, these like, you know, these like cork boards with like all these like red string tying everything together, like tracking down a
oh,
serial
absolutely.
killer.
Absolutely.
Like,
and the memes are memeing, man. Like the memes are so good. It's very fun. Like you don't get to see a lot of like Arcade Fire memes out there or yeah memes out there.
It's a
But
very
the like
fun fandom.
the like T Swift memes, I would say the K-pop memes, oh my god, are they great. Like they're a lot of fun.
Well, and then the Eras tour itself just like led to so many like inside jokes because you had literally millions of people, like not just the ones that were at whatever show that given night, but everyone like live streaming around and like all the reels that would pop up like the next day or the TikToks. I'm too old for TikTok, so I get all my memes through reels. And like that's one of the things that I actually regret looking back because I had Debut and Fearless just on iTunes and I didn't realize how much I was missing out on like those early Easter eggs because like one of her favorite things to do was in the liner notes like capitalize certain letters like throughout the liner notes and in the lyrics, and so it was like a little kind of puzzle game for Swifties to play. They weren't even called Swifties at the time, back in my day when we had onions tied to our belts, and as was the fashion, and people would go through and circle all the capitalized letters. That would be like a phrase kind of hidden in there, and she was really active, you know, in terms of like social media and kind of cultivating those like direct friendships with fans that I didn't really hook into quite yet because I was listening to the music, but I wasn't really like on an internet fandom, partially because I was living abroad and like my weekends were spent, you know, popping to Paris or like popping over to Italy or something like that.
Fancy
Spending,
Nancy
like, a lot
over
of
here
time on the internet. And so it wasn't till I think it was Speak Now that was my first actual like hard copy physical CD. And I kind of flipped through it. I didn't really pay attention. But then I started realizing like, oh, there's like stuff in here. And so even though I've been a Taylor Swift fan for a really long time, I didn't really get into like the lore until like 1989 because that album slapped hard.
I love that album.
It's such a good. I am definitely a 1989 girly. And the one bummer thing is, Brian, I think you gave me the physical copy for my birthday that year. And I don't know where that CD is. It has gone missing. I don't know where in the universe it is. It's like the one physical copy I don't have. I own it. I just don't know where in the world it has gone to. but like I like would have burned a hole in that CD. I listened to it so much because it was still kind of before streaming and stuff. And yeah, so I kind of missed out on those early years of Laura, but like 1989 is what like snapped me back and like really got me to pay attention to what she was doing, because she had just completely pivoted from doing like anything kind of country themed. And like even by Red, the connection to country was like pretty tenuous. Like Red was a pop album.
100%.
Even Speak Now is like a pop album with a little bit of twang to it. Like I'd say that, you know, even by Fearless, she kind of left the country realm, like had acoustic guitar still and a little bit of twang. But yeah, 1989 was just like pure synth pop, like not a trace of country left in it. So it just had this like superstardom attached, and people started like following her like way more. And it wasn't just the hardcore fans from the beginning, it was like everyone knew. And it got pretty intense. And then yeah, Reputation, I didn't get totally on board with that one because I was
it's so good.
It is so good. It is so good, but I was in a different place in my life. Like I was doing field work for my PhD in the Yukon, like chasing squirrels in an off-grid camp that had no access to internet. And so like when that came out, like we just like I wasn't in that brain space, like because I was so busy and like focused on, I don't know, squirrels really. And so it's not that I didn't like the album, but like I basically just had 1989 and I like was hooked on it. I was so addicted to it. And I listened to Reputation here and there, but like didn't really fully get totally back into it until like Lover came out. And then I kind of caught up.
She also just seems to get more and more popular too. Like the Eras tour is like a huge cultural phenomenon. Like that tour broke like every financial record there ever is for like a concert tour. Like every single record. Like she made a concert film, which we're talking about clearly. So the concert film was filmed across 3 shows in August of 2023 at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. It was directed by Sam Wrench, who he also did concert films for BTS, Billie Eilish, Lizzo, Blur, Brandi Carlile. So it's a very cinematic concert. It's a huge spectacle. I guess like the best way to describe it, there's a giant stage there, so it's almost like a T-shaped stage with like a kind of a computer panel on it, which changes across the entire as the night goes on, as each song goes on. There's different things happening on the floor the entire time, as well as of course there's a big screen at the back there, bands to both sides there. So it's a huge spectacle of a concert with like a lot of like choreographed dance moves, backup dancers.
The elevator stages.
Cool. It goes so like it's a huge spectacle. So like it's kind of like, a see it to believe it kind of thing. And like, so like it got bigger and bigger and bigger. So like eventually, good for us, they announced some Canadian shows in Toronto. So we got to see one of the Toronto nights. We saw the night 2 in Toronto, which is like one of the final nights of her show. Cause she did the Toronto shows, then there's like 4 Vancouver shows, and that was the end of the tour. So we saw it at the very end of the tour. So like we lucked out with Ticketmaster. We were going to get a batch of 4 tickets. They're very hard to get. I think I remember reading that like pretty like 8 million people were trying to get tickets for these concerts in Canada, and like that's the population of Canada. So like
bananas, absolutely insane. Yeah, shout out to our friend Debbie, who was kind enough to sell us her tickets because she has the world's best luck and managed to score tickets for the Toronto show and for the, I think, Detroit show, because she went and saw them, the Eras tour, earlier in I think June in Detroit. So she's super lucky.
Yep. I owe her everything.
Yeah. And
truly.
like, considering how easy it is to get fucked over by Ticketmaster and the pricing, we didn't get fucked over with the pricing. Our tickets were like $170, which is pretty good. Like
way cheaper than my Chemical Romance ticket.
Way cheaper than my Chemical Romance, yeah.
They were cheaper than my Stray Kids tickets for sure. Although I was closer to Stray Kids, but still, like.
Yeah, like our tickets are pretty high up overall, but it was actually not bad because we got to kind of see the whole stage, the whole spectacle of it. So like, I feel like we got to see like everyone's going on the stage there. Whereas like if you were very close up to the stage, you would see like Taylor Swift coming to you for like a couple parts of a set or something, but you wouldn't see the whole spectacle.
I wanted to see Mastermind with the stage because of the chessboard thing. Like that was, I knew there was a lot kind of going on, but yeah, seeing the stage like that way in the 500s at the Rogers Center, I think we honestly had perfect seats. Like I wouldn't have changed it for anything. It was affordable. It got us tickets. Like, I think if we were vying for ones closer, we probably wouldn't have got tickets at all. So I think our strategy of just like go high and get in the building worked.
Yeah.
And honestly, I liked those seats so much that I sat basically 2 sections over when I went to My Chemical Romance. Because I was like, I know that I am going to enjoy it. I am now in my mid-30s and don't actually want to be standing the entire for a show. I'm a big fan of seats, and being able to kind of see everything from above. Like I was really happy with our seats.
I think, just as a side note, I think what was cool about sitting so high is not only do you get to see the like floor show of like the actual stage and what she's stepping on and how it's interacting with her and the dancers, but also since we're so high up and there weren't very many fans behind us, the fact that all of our bracelets were synced to particular songs to turn into like hearts and a snake like twisting around the fans and this and that, like around the stadium, you don't really catch that if you're closer to like the stage. And also like watching this concert movie, I like didn't really notice it that much. Like for the not to jump ahead, but for the like when she does the song Lover, right? Is that, yeah, that's what it's called. The like certain bracelets turn, not everybody's, but certain ones turn like pink and they make the shape of a heart and it's super cute, but you like are not going to notice that if you're closer because you're just not going to see the people behind you / in this particular movie. Like you don't, because I was like keeping an eye out for that and I didn't really notice it that well in like the background. So
well, and for me, this was the first time that I'd actually done something in a big crowd since before COVID. I hadn't even been to a movie theater until I went to see Eras. So like I hadn't been to any live music. I hadn't been to any movie theaters even. So I had completely been apart from like crowd experiences until that show. And like there isn't any other show that I've been at that has such an intense crowd experience. And not just the energy of the crowd itself, but like you said, like the lights and everything too. Like for me, I think that moment in time, like finally feeling like I could be around other people and like be part of something bigger, being able to see all of that around me, like seeing the whole crowd, I think was a huge part of that too for me. Like I ended up seeing Bruce Springsteen like 4 days later in Edmonton. So like I was pretty quick to like, you know, kind of break that down. But I mean, and Springsteen audiences are a totally different beast, right? Like you have so many diehard fans that have been fans for decades and decades, but the Taylor Swift Eras show, like there's the outfits and the lights and the wristbands and the everything. And yeah, comparing that to the concert film, like you just miss that crowd experience. But the concert film, and I think that's partially why too, like I had the up close experience with the concert film, and like we have a projector screen downstairs with like 4K projection. So like the first time I saw it was like, I mean, I know a lot of people went to movie theaters, but again, I didn't go to a movie theater until like honestly earlier this year. And so being able to like see her up close in the concert film, like that's great. And then I kind of got the whole crowd experience like at the show itself. And so like kind of the best of both worlds. I'm happy with it.
Yeah, so more about how the movie was made. So Taylor Swift's production company produced the film independently. It was made during the SAG-AFTRA strike. They got special approval from the union to do so. A very quick turnaround. So she announced the film on August 31st, and it released on October 13th of 2023. I think the most fascinating thing about this movie, at least the production of it, is that she completely skipped producer, distributor, exhibitor, model. So she negotiated the movie theaters directly for the release. So it got released exclusively through AMC in the United States. I know it played in Canada and Cineplex because I remember hearing some of the set lists while I was seeing Killers of the Flower Moon in a very poorly soundproofed IMAX. Which is, you know, a tragic story about genocide, but yeah, here's some Fearless playing.
Oh dear God.
And yeah, because of the sudden appearance of the film multiplexes, usually studios like map out when they want the releases to happen, like a year in advance, months in advance. A lot of distributors push back their release dates for films at the last minute. This is the same year as Barbenheimer. That was early in the summer, like Barbie and Oppenheimer. So the hashtag Extra Swift went viral because the film Exorcist Believer was coming out at the same time. So a lot of movies got pushed back a few months or like several months. that movie actually got pushed forward a week, so it could actually play at the same time as Taylor Swift's Eras Tour.
Incredible.
But,
Get that bag.
yeah, the movie did not do well. But
No surprise.
another thing with this movie is the popcorn bucket was a huge concession item.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So, fans who didn't see the movie in the theater were trying to get their little brother who lived across the country to buy a bucket for them.
Yeah.
I got the bucket and the cup.
Yeah, because
Yes.
I go to movies all the time. So I was going to Cineplex, I was going to Landmark Cinemas, Imagine Cinemas, trying to find any place that had any merch, any of the buckets. Couldn't find anything until December. I saw the boy in the hair, and I was able to get a bucket then. But it was 2 months afterwards. So I think people were just buying them up completely, or they just didn't have them all in place.
They were. I'm showing up on eBay. Absolutely, people were hoarding them and just trying. Resellers are just so cruel to us fans. They were just stocking up and yeah.
Well, the way that I got the cup was, again, I like movies. We watch a lot of movies at home. But again, we've got a really sick home theater. The sound system's awesome. It's a 4K projector. We have our couch that reclines and it's electrified. So there's even outlets built into the couch to charge your phone. I've got a bathroom right there. I have my full pantry full of snacks. The fridge is right there.
Your pets are at home. Your pets aren't at the theater.
Exactly. They can sit there and snuggle up and
I go to the theater to avoid my pet because my dog's very annoying.
Well, I like my cats. Well, now just unfortunately one cat. But yeah, I mean, so for us, it's more about hanging out and watching the movie and, that sort of thing versus the total escapism experience. But what I miss the most about the movie theater is the popcorn. I love the popcorn. And earlier in the pandemic, we actually skipped the dishes in popcorn from Cineplex. I think it was $25.
Oh yeah. That's how you do it, man.
Popcorn. But that is, we were we're saving all this money by not going to the theater. What's dropping $25 on popcorn once in a while? And then we later on, I still don't do it that often, maybe do it once or twice a year kind of thing when I'm really, really craving the popcorn, is literally just drive to the Cineplex. It's a 15 minute drive from our house. I just go in and I buy the popcorn. And then I buckle it up in the front seat of my car and I drive home. Oh my God. That is where...
Absolutely.
And so you have all of the joys and none of the annoying people, none of the screaming children, none of the
nicer bathrooms at home.
Exactly. It's all of the perks. And so I went when the Eras Tour was in theaters. But they'd sold out of the buckets, but they still had the cups. So I got the combo and I just got popcorn in a bag, but I got the cup. And then, of course, my darling baby brother managed to get me the popcorn bucket too. So now I can decorate the table with the fancy shit through crafty methods, cross-province crafty methods.
And I was reading with the whole popcorn bucket thing, and this got studios to start thinking about we can because popcorn buckets have always been a thing, especially popcorn buckets for movies. Well, it's been a thing for at least a couple decades, but they really started thinking more and more about we can actually make this to a pretty big product. So 5 months later, you get the Dune Part 2 fuckable worm popcorn bucket.
Okay, sorry. As an aside, can I just chime in because this is don't let me spiral. However,
did you fuck the worm popcorn bucket?
No, I didn't, but I'm going to call out Cineplex in Canada because they have dropped the ball on all of the fun popcorn buckets. Absolutely.
Yes, a lot of the time,
Barbie came out.
Chains. Yeah.
Barbie came out and it was the movie theaters in Brazil, the popcorn bucket was this shell, this hot pink seashell. There was a purse thing. The popcorn buckets in America were great. In England they were amazing, and in Canada they were ass. I had to special. I didn't even get a popcorn bucket. I had to special order from Cineplex's website one of the novelty cups. It was horrible. And for this Eras Tour, in America and I think in England as well, the popcorn buckets were made out of tin and they were hot pink on the inside. And the freaking Cineplex ones offered to us in Canada were shitty black plastic. It was. I'm so happy I got one, but it was so disappointing. Of just do you not like making money? Why are you not hamming it up and having cooler stuff for us? Because we will gladly pay for it. Like,
Yeah,
what are you
because
doing?
Taylor Swift fans love being financially dominated.
Absolutely. Like, wreck my shit. Like, take my money, please.
Yeah. So, like, because Taylor Swift does whole, like, things like skipping distributors and stuff like that, she set the prices for the AMC theaters in the States. So, an adult ticket was $19.89, which is a reference to the album 1989, also year she was born. And kids and seniors were $13.13 because she loves number 13 because she was born on December 13th. So, like, those are pretty expensive tickets for a movie, like, flat across the board.
But it's not just a movie.
But it's
an experience. Okay, I will say, wait, I'll chime in with this because what was lovely about just this whole thing, since it was impossible to get tickets, was like the whole Eras tour is just straight up an experience. Like, you get together, you make the friendship bracelets, you trade with strangers. It's like a whole community. And what was so lovely of like bringing not just the movie to streaming, but also to theaters, was that people were just making bracelets to go out to the theater and trade with other people there in the theater. And so it's like you didn't feel as kind of like, you didn't feel as bummed out for not being able to score concert tickets because you still got that really lovely experience of like community with other Swifties, which like I've never experienced that until I got into K-pop, but I've never experienced that like going to concerts, and oh my god, did it make the Eras tour so much better. Like, it was just incredible.
And by
like
the
it
time we
took
saw it, like
to another
Toronto
level.
night 2, there were only the 4 more Toronto nights and then the 3 Vancouver shows. Like, we were very close to the end. And so by the time it hit us, it was like literally 2 years of Eras build up and lore, and like not only everything that led up to the Eras tour, but like everything within the Eras tour,
inside jokes, and
the fact that the Tortured Poet set, I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, is like about the Eras tour, but is in the Eras, like it's crazy. It's about the Eras tour, but it's in the Eras tour, and it's so self-referential, and like, yeah, the community aspect of it all I think has been the most fun. That being said, there's clearly some like very unhinged Swifties out there that like take things too far and are way too invasive to her privacy and things like that, and very vicious and like attack other people. But I'd say for the most part, like most of the fandom is like quite fun.
MoviePod fans, please go all in and go absolutely insane on my behalf, please.
You need to drop more Easter eggs in the
I
podcast.
should, yeah. I did drop a little Easter egg. I said, like, hey, like, there's a bonus. I posted on Blue Sky, like, hey, there's, a bonus episode of a season finale MoviePod popping up, and the end of an era.
Oh, that counts. That counts. That counts. I like it.
There.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So let's crack into the movie itself. So we go to SoFi Stadium, which is where the the Los Angeles Chargers lose games. So we crack into the movie, and we see some like shellfish type things popping up, or some seashell things.
Sorry, before that starts.
Biological aside, did you know that there is a species of scallop? I forget what it's called. It's like something swifti, and it is a species of scallop that has almost the identical patterning and coloring on it that those giant shell-shaped, tongue twister, sails that open the Lover era have.
Do you think they did that on purpose?
Yeah. You think
I wouldn't put it past.
And the thing is that the scallop was not named after Taylor Swift. It was named and described I think about 100 years ago. So that is like just digging into like some deep technical biological phenomenon. And as a biologist, I'm a big fan of like just the resemblance is uncanny. Like, there's no way that wasn't on purpose.
Oh, I like that.
So after we see these like fans, like shells going up back and forth, we're introduced to our hero. It's Taylor Swift. She has very long legs.
Oh my god, her leg. Normally I don't like to comment on other people's bodies, but oh my gosh, the first time I saw her on stage, and it was the Eras tour, despite being a fan for so long, I'd never been to a tour before. My first reaction was like, oh my god, those legs.
They're nuts.
Boots.
Did it? God. Okay, as to sort of bring it back a little bit, the concert movie starts with the little countdown from 13 seconds. And I think that's such a cute touch because when you actually are at the show, it's like this like huge clock that I think starts at like 3 minutes, and you get super, super, super hype as it's counting down. And it was really nice to like add that touch at the very beginning of this concert movie because it's like, oh yeah, you very much like are starting to feel what people who were in the actual like audience was feeling, and I thought that was super cute. I really liked that.
And the song "You Don't Own Me" by Dusty Springfield, which, okay, if we're gonna kind of nerd out on the lore here, first of all,
go for it. There's
a lot of connections and parallels between Taylor Swift and Dusty Springfield, and she is a fan of Dusty Springfield, so that's interesting to note. And I remember some of the kind of discourse around how Taylor Swift's hair looked like on the Speak Now Taylor's version album cover, where she's in the purple dress and she's looking over her shoulder, and kind of like by her head is like her hair is just kind of weirdly shaped there. And if you actually go back to like, there's a famous photo of Dusty Springfield, it might actually be an album cover, I'm not that into Dusty Springfield to know, but it basically mimics her hair almost exactly.
That's so cute.
It's Dusty Springfield's song You Don't Own Me that is the song that is behind the countdown before the Eras Tour. So both in the concert film and in the movie, or in the actual tour itself. And of course, You Don't Own Me, the whole idea behind the Eras Tour in the first place was to make oodles of money so that she could buy back her masters. That was like, you know, ultimately her goal all along was to always own her own music and kind of stick it to Scooter Braun et al. By saying You Don't Own Me. And through the Eras Tour and through all of the Taylor's version variants of the albums that she ended up re-recording and putting out, she was able to buy back her masters, and now she owns her own craft. So like there's just so much meta referencing going on. It's so cool.
Who was it that started dating Scooter Braun?
I don't know. I don't keep up on that.
Was it Sydney Sweeney?
Yes. Oh, such a weird couple.
Yeah, they met at Jeff Bezos' wedding. Yeah.
Oh god.
Fucking insane. Yeah, so we had so like the way the concert's like broken up is that it's broken up various eras. So different albums that she's popped out and stuff. So like it's very much a clear visual aesthetic that changes each time. So we start off with a Lover era, which is songs from Lover. The first song they play is Cruel Summer, right?
No,
it's Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince.
Yeah.
Because it blends in from the "It's Been a Long Time Coming" that shows up in that little intro piece as they're coming into it. And then she emerges from the Swiftie shells to "It's Been a Long Time Coming, It's You and Me, That's My Whole World." And she doesn't do the whole song, but she slips into part of it, and then that's when she cracks into "Cruel Summer."
Which, okay, of the movie and of the tour, this era, I would say, like, the outfit of this era lives in my head rent-free because the glittery, sparkly bodysuit and the boots, and especially her, like, bangs and hair give me such Sailor Scout, Sailor Moon vibes. It's crazy. She just throw a little, like, tiara on her forehead and she could be, like, another Sailor Scout. I am obsessed. I love it so much. I love it so much.
Of the Eras Tour.
And it's like, what is fun with the Eras Tour, and I guess, so it's like, since it was like going on for like a good year and a half or however long, it's like people were streaming the concerts, right? And there were like games you could play of like
Mastermind,
right, where you could like guess what outfit, and guess what outfit color she would be wearing for like tonight's show or tomorrow's show or whatever. Because there was so many
tangerine bodysuit. Fire bodysuit.
Like there was just so it's like I love just very much how her and her team clearly tried to make like each concert day that they were doing, like trying to make it more special, because it's like, oh, like I saw her and like her outfit was different than like the other guy's outfit, so it was like a little bit more special to me. And it's just like doing little things like that, I think really adds to just kind of like the love people feel for like the whole thing, because it's just like,
there
okay,
was so
cool,
much effort put into it.
You cared enough to make this particular show special and not cookie cutter like every single other one, if that makes sense.
Like, except for the bonus songs, like, or the surprise songs, it's the same set list for each show. But the fact that Taylor Swift fans are so into like the little differences, the little hints, the little secrets that
Yeah.
it becomes special because if you're deep into the fandom, deep into what she's up to, you're like, oh, like the difference between a bodysuit, actually, the color of a bodysuit, like that actually is special for the fandom.
Or like the
And
color
there
of
was
the
some.
guitar that she uses for
Is
like,
it the koi fish guitar? Like, is she using the
yeah.
blue lever guitar? There's actually a post that went on Reddit a few months ago now, and it pointed out that for every single show of the entire Eras tour for the 2 year run that it had, there was something unique about every single one of them. And so the night that we went, so Toronto night two, one of her backup singers, so the Starlights are her backup singers, and I forget the name of who it was, but she had been out with an illness for a little while, and people were like kind of wondering, like, is she okay? Is she coming back? And she made her return our night. So that sort of marked our night. In addition to the surprise songs, we had the Peter Evermore mashup,
Oh
which is
my God.
highly, highly ranked
Oh
as
my
the best
God.
mashup of the whole.
So good.
It was so good. And
Like,
it regularly makes like those rankings of one of the best mashups. So getting to experience
release
that
the
on its own was
tapes.
special. But also like little things like that of like, it was the first time this one backup singer that had been gone for quite a while returned. And like that was something I didn't know about till later because I wasn't necessarily paying attention, although in retrospect I should have been. But yeah, I'll try to dig that up and share it with you because it went through like every single show and what made it a little bit different or a little bit more unique compared to all the other ones. And like that on top of all of the outfit changes and everything was super cool.
And it's like she coordinated all of her jewelry to like all of the different colored outfits and stuff like that. And what's nice about the concert movie is since it's like zoomed in and stuff, you can really get a good close look and an appreciation for, oh shit, like your necklaces and your like accessories all match and like seamlessly work really nice with the little outfits and shoes that you're wearing and stuff like that. And it's just so nice. I don't know.
Yeah, they put so much care into the craft of literally every single detail. And I think
And the microphones, like you can really see how it's like because I think it's like all the mic stands and microphones are tailored to each era.
Yeah.
And so it's like the lever is like pastels, blues, and pinks. So it's like, hello, I'm all in on that. So it's just like getting to see that, all of those nice little details, like in this movie was just so great.
Also just the adrenaline of like the night of, like, I'm so glad that there is the concert film to like come back to. And every time I watch it, I watch like a different backup dancer or a different singer to see like kind of what they're doing because I've watched it like I don't know how many times now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, like that moment that she comes out, Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, and then like
it gives you chills, does it not? Like it literally, like rewatching it for this, I got goosebumps because I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's so good. And then it cuts into the man, which like sounds like it's going to be like a power pump up song, and it makes me cry every time because if you're a woman, you just
you know,
and that's
also,
all I'll say about that.
Also for like what I never noticed in the streams or while I was there, which I'm thankful for this movie for, was all the little like facial expressions that they do in one part of the man where all the guys get together and like act like kind of wild and weird.
Face on the man.
Yeah. I completely missed that. Like, you know what I mean? So it's nice to see the details and like the choreography and stuff like that you very much like miss when you are blacked out, like experiencing it IRL. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And like with the man too, like that has like a pretty impressive setup close to the screen there, where it's like, they have like little desks and stuff, so it's like almost like a business environment. People wearing
coffee mugs and papers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like like pretty much like a Cruel Summer. It's like the main stage and everything, the little elevator, but like the man is like, oh, there's another elaborate set happening too. And the fascinating thing is seeing the concert too, like you don't really notice the stage transitions happen because your eyes directed to one spot of the show, so like, you're missing a lot of these crazy elaborate stage transitions happening.
Well, and I know when it started into the the Evermore set, and I knew, like, when I was at the show, like, I wanted to see how they snuck these freaking trees onto the stage. And so I was watching, like, I was literally trying to watch for it, but they do so much, and it's pure magic in the way that it's classic magic, where it's like they're getting you to look someplace else. They're getting you to pay attention to something else. And so then all of a sudden, when they want to show you that they've just moved a whole bunch of trees out of nowhere onto the stage, they're there. And so even when you're physically trying to train your eye and like watch for things like the folklore cabinet showing up and things like that, like it's hidden, and it's, again, just masterful production, not only from the movie point of view, because it's easy to hide things or highlight things in the movie. It's much harder to pull off on stage. And I mean, that's why you have, you know, critically acclaimed Broadway shows that like just pull off that magic. It's that magic of the kind of like stage presence, and just the production value of this kind of show on its own.
Yeah, so is there anything else in the Lover era you want to talk about?
I mean, you need to calm down. I feel like you just have to mention it because it's so good. And
But
then
you're gonna say every song is so good, though.
it's so good. It's actually not one of my favorites, but that one was the first song that I really appreciated, the whole bracelets thing in the crowd. Like, that one really highlighted the bracelets, which I thought was kind of cool because it made you realize, hey, you should also be paying attention to what's going around you and not just in front of you.
There's a lot of hand waving in that song.
What was really fun is like, okay, so after enough sort of like eras, like after enough concerts have happened, like sort of these little traditions started happening, right? So it's like, for the like, you need to calm down, it doesn't she go like, let me see your hands, and like everyone's like waving and stuff like that, and the like 1 2 3 let's go bitch, you know what I mean? Yeah, like it's like, so anyways, I think it's the first of the set list of like where it's like the audience interaction kind of thing like that, right?
Yeah,
it's
that,
like
like,
you need to calm
day,
down.
like, you know, when I'm doing something, like even dishes, if I'm listening to you know, Fearless, I have to put down what I'm doing to make the hard hands. Like, I just
yeah
have to do it. And of course, when we saw the show, we did not get the Archer because it was taken out to make room for Tortured Poets. But it was taken out of the original version of the movie, but it was put in at the end in the Taylor's version of the movie. So the Archer's good, but I feel like after Lover, like it really slows things down. And I'm kind of, as much as I love the song and it's beautiful, I'm glad that it got nixed and moved Fearless up and kept the vibe going before putting us to like sleep with two songs that are kind of on the slower side. Yeah. But Fearless, like,
it goes right to the song Fearless in the Fearless era too.
This song, this album, it was very hard because like I was planning my wedding, which was in the fall of 23. And so naturally it was like trying to fight making every single song Taylor Swift song. But I was kind of fighting between either having like Fearless or Love Story as the aisle song. And ultimately Love Story, and it's specifically a piano strings cover of Love Story blended with Pachelbel's Canon, was our aisle song. But Fearless has always had kind of a soft spot. And I mentioned like listening to Fearless when it came out when I was living abroad, and like having Fearless, the song, kind of hit. Like there's just like some deep connections to like my personal life and like what that song made me feel at the time, and then what it's made me feel in the well over a decade since, was just like an absolute joy to see. And like her, you know, the dresses that she had for that era on the show were like really fun. All the glitter and the gold, and
very frilly too.
Yeah, just fun. And she was like doing her dances like she did because she's like never been a dancer. She is a songwriter through and through, and she's fully acknowledged that she is like her words are like an awkward baby giraffe, but she's learned to work with it and just like lean into what her strengths
just embrace
are.
it. Yeah,
and just enjoy it, like doing her little like kind of booty shake and like
her
shimmies.
Spin. Yeah,
She's just owning it and having fun, and like seeing her really embrace that in the Fearless era at the Eras Tour, instead of like trying to make it work because she's trying to make it big. Like she knows it's big, she knows who she is, she's got that confidence, and she just leans into it and pulls it off, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah, so the Fearless era, we just have a Fearless, You Belong With Me, and Love Story, so just 3 songs in this specific era.
Yeah, but they're so good. You Belong With Me, it's such a bop. Like the underlying message of it, I'm like, don't be a pick-me girl, but like it's just catchy, and like who hasn't felt that at some point?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like a really fun little song, and then the transition right into Love Story is really good too. Like,
Oh my
it doesn't
God.
miss a beat; it just goes right into it, and like then they're walking down the catwalk like towards you, singing Love Story, and that one obviously gets me. I have a lot of sentimental memories, I guess, attached to that song now, but seeing that one kind of live, and I know like Love Story was one that really hit big. I think it was one of her bigger songs that kind of hit outside of her kind of original fan base and made her quite big.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Love Story is like pretty much her first huge song that wasn't really truly country.
Yeah.
What was that song that like Our Song? I think it was like Our Song and then Love Story were the first two like Taylor Swift songs I had ever heard like at
Huge
first,
crossover
and
ones, yeah.
holy moly, like did they slap, like absolute bops. Love
Like,
Story, like it gives me, like, as silly as I feel saying it, but it gives me goosebumps, like the ending of it, and I literally tear up. I literally tear up every single time. I started crying listening to it on the drive to the concert. Luckily, I kept my cool at the concert and didn't cry during it. But it's like just the whole time, it's just like that song hits so right, and especially if you're like a softie and you love, like, oh my God, just I love it so much.
I
It's so
timed
good.
my like me coming out to walk down the aisle to like that key change.
Oh, brilliant.
So like
10 out of 10.
it just hits, and then there's the bride, and
Oh my
I
God.
choreographed like the timing of everyone walking down the aisle to like the transitions in the song.
That's so
'Cause I love
smart.
it so much. It's just so sweet. Yeah, and like it's funny because when I think of Fearless in the Eras tour, like I'm like, no, there's got to be more songs than that, but like it's not. It's just it just hits so well. It's honestly perfect. There's a few more songs that I like on that album that would have been cool to see, but
Because she like
for the
puts like
sake of the
she puts like 40 songs. Is it like 40 songs in this movie? Like
44.
44. That's insane. That's a lot of songs for like it's a long concert, right? The concert's like 3 hours long, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
3.5 hours even. It was
But
a
it's
long show.
perfectly balanced and timed, and like the way that they would, dial her mic down when she doesn't need to be the strongest singer, or the mix of the slower songs where she can sit or she can stand versus the more athletic ones where she's like working hard. They did that. I mean, first of all, she was so fit for this. Like her workout schedule leading up
It's insane.
to her was absolutely bonkers, and so she was in top shape to pull all this off, but then the show itself was very carefully crafted to like make sure that she just didn't die halfway through.
Yeah.
You can tell like why the show could not go on forever, because like how could you physically do this that many nights forever?
I mean, even her dancers didn't do as much. Like, they worked hard and they're professionals, and I love watching them. But yeah, this was a lot.
Speaking of the dancers, like and like especially like the dancers became little celebrities themselves too. Like they had now huge followings. Like you guys know the dancers by name. You guys follow the dancers on Instagram.
Jan and Cam are
the one guy, Cam Saunders, I think is his last name, and he, to tie into her fiance now, Travis Kelce. So he's the older brother of an NFL player right now who I think plays for the Jags.
Oh, let me look him up. 1 second.
Wasn't he on the Chiefs though?
I don't know enough about that. I just like looked him up earlier today, like Cameron's brother, and it was like, okay, he currently plays for the Jags, so I don't know if he did play for the Chiefs, but
yeah, he used to play for the Chiefs. He won 2 Super Bowls for the Chiefs. So his brother is Kalen Saunders. He's a defensive tackle. He was on the Chiefs from 2019 to 2022, won 2 Super Bowl rings, then played for the Saints. Disgusting. Then now plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, so there's like a really cool connection there too. And yeah, like they're also just like, I don't know, the dancers are so incredibly talented, like just so good at what they do. And also what I appreciate is like she didn't just get a whole bunch of dancers that had like those kind of like idealized like dancer bodies. Like they're all beautiful, slash all super hot, but like in their own way. And there was like enough diversity in terms of like body shape and that kind of thing too. Like
there was good representation. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's also lovely to see in the sense of like, yes, you can be plus size and still actually like keep up with this like
and totally own
show.
it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not like they were doing any less.
No.
So it was very nice to sort of like.
Well, and I feel like more
know.
people then could see themselves like as part of this whole thing. Like it wasn't this really lofty, idealized like. And she has sung about things like expensive cars, you know, the Range Rovers and the Jaguars, but she doesn't like sing about it like that's what matters to her. Like she's so much more focused on the human experience than like the physical items. And she talks about, you know, like loving you is like driving a new Maserati down a dead end street, but you don't have to know what a Maserati is to get the sense of the feelings that she's trying to describe, versus maybe some artists that will focus more on like money and jetting around places and that sort of lifestyle. And part of like her appeal is that she's always kind of like, even though she's a billionaire, even though she is like the most famous person, I swear, on the face of this earth right now, like still feels very accessible no matter who you are and like what you're going through, because like she knows what the human kind of condition is like. And so I think too, like having her cast, so the dancers and the singers, not everyone is going to be like, you know, a 6 foot tall supermodel. She is, but you know, there's so many ways, both lyrically, musically, and then visually in terms of the Era show, that people like more people can see themselves in that kind of scenario or whatever, which is really cool.
Well, that's going to be until the next album drops, which is going to come the same day as this episode, and it's just going to be like a whole album of songs like fucking bitches and making money.
Well, that is the life of a showgirl, as they say. Fuck bitches, get money.
One benefit about being based in Saskatchewan, which is currently 2 hours behind Eastern time, is that I only have to stay up till 10 p.m.
That's amazing. Oh, that's so good.
In bed by midnight, which still didn't change anything when Tortured Poets came out, because I was like, great, that was an amazing album. I was in bed by midnight, tucked in, ready to go to sleep, and then I woke up at like 4 a.m. just to find out that she had dropped an entire other album at 2 in the morning.
Maybe we should do it again.
Maybe, but I need to get my beauty sleep. I'm getting too old.
Yeah.
But we should move on to Evermore.
Yes.
So this is where it diverges then from like our experience versus the movie. Because in the movie and the original version of the Eras tour, Evermore and Folklore were separate, whereas we got the Folkmore kind of blend of the two. Mm-hmm. But the movie, you know, is cool. And it's a nice way to experience some songs that we didn't experience, like 'Tis the Damn Season, which, side note, I have a Muppet Christmas Carol themed hoodie. I guess it's just a crew neck. And it's got the Muppets as the cast members in Muppet Christmas Carol, which is the best Christmas movie of all time. And then in like fancy kind of Christmas style writing says 'Tis the Damn Season. And it is my most favorite piece of Muppet Taylor Swift crossover material that I have. And I want more of it. And if anyone finds more Muppet Taylor Swift collabs in some way,
there has to be more, right?
There must, Miss Piggy, you know Miss Piggy's a Swiftie.
Yeah.
Like you know she loves the bits. She loves all of it.
I have never in my life purchased something from an Instagram ad. I had that in my cart and checked out, I think, 3 minutes after I saw the first ad. Like I'm normally a very like frugal, like anti-consumption, like really try to consider all my purchases and the pros and cons and do I need it and like where did it come from and considerations from fast fashion, and all of that went right out the window.
Well, it has to go out the window if you're a Taylor Swift fan, because she also like, you know, there's like 30 million versions of every album too that she releases, like all the different colors.
I only get one version per album. Like for me it's like I pick the one that I'm gonna get, and like for me, Tortured Poets, I got the Bolter when that was the first edition that came out. And then I have pre-ordered the Life of the Showgirl that has, it's like the Elizabeth Taylor one, because it's got the chain that has a violet eye.
Oh, okay.
Necklace. And I quite like Elizabeth Taylor. I know she's like, there's so much like layering there. But I think she's a fascinating character. And so I'm really interested to see what that track is going to be like. And then out of like the charms and stuff that came with that first drop of the new CD with the new variants. I was like, ooh, I think that's going to be just neat. So that's the one that I ordered. I haven't bought any of the vinyls, but also I have a birthday and Christmas coming up. So
Is that
if
a
anyone
hint?
wants to get me a vinyl,
Hint, hint. Brian, take notes. Be a good brother.
I'm taking notes.
and I will be back home on my birthday this year. So no excuses.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, moving on from 'Tis the Damn Season.
Yeah. Yeah, so the
Willow.
Evermore era. So we first off, we talked about the trees earlier. So it was like a darkened set there. There's a bunch of like green trees and stuff. The floor's kind of blue. It's kind of like a more of a fantasy kind of like almost like a medieval type thing. So like people wear like robes and stuff. She has like a green cape, a yellow dress.
Very witchy.
Orbs.
I love it. Oh, it's so great. And I really like that this whole set, I'm glad that in the movie it's sort of, you get the like above shot, is that what you call it? Like the aerial shot of the stage that they're walking on with like all the little
like the wisps of the magic.
All the like golden little like lights under their like feet and stuff. I thought that was so cute.
Well,
and it's like you're not going to get that
like,
if you're super close to the stage. You know what I mean? You're
exactly.
not going to notice.
And they did such a cool job of like bringing that feeling from the music video into like a real life stage thing. And like how none of them ever dropped an orb, I have no idea. Because like I can't even hold my cup of coffee without dropping it at the time. But
it was nice seeing the orbs up close. You know what I mean? Like I didn't. You don't catch that, so it was nice to get that like detailed view of them to really examine the orb.
I mean, at home I usually just pick up a cat and like do the orb dance with a cat in my hands instead.
I've seen you send me videos of you doing without your poor cats. Like,
yeah, we love Taylor in this house. But yeah, Willow is just such a cool song to see performed, and Marjorie's just such a beautiful song to like follow that too.
It breaks your heart. Like it just chills and tears in the eyes.
The singing kind of, there's like a little bit of a voice at the end. That is Taylor Swift's grandmother Marjorie singing. Yeah. She was an opera singer. And so she actually brought in her own grandmother's voice into that track and then brought it into the Eras tour as well.
Really
so when you hear that kind of ethereal
it's so sweet
sound, that is actually Marjorie herself. So it's really, you know, kind of touching to see Taylor performing alongside like the voice of her grandmother who she's singing about.
Like it literally gives you chills. And then I think in Folklore, because I think in Evermore she has Marjorie, which is about her grandma, and then in Folklore I forget the name of the song, but it's about her grandpa, and I think he was like a doctor in the war or something like that.
Yeah.
Dang, I forget what the song is called. I'll get back to you. But yeah, I find it very cute that she like wrote songs for her grandparents kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's just very sweet.
Yeah.
And it's also fascinating that like all Taylor Swift fans can kind of like figure out the stuff to what the songs are about. Like sure, she talks about it a little bit, but also like, you know, the more gossipy things, like people figured out what all songs about her ex-boyfriends are. Like people kind of piece things together. They know her own personal life, so they can kind of like identify, what the red scarf means, kind of thing. We'll get to that later on, of course, but like,
the song's called Epiphany.
Yeah, that's
the one about her grandpa.
I can't actually listen to it all that much. There's a few Taylor Swift songs that like I can't listen to frequently. I'll at least like try to let them stream, especially Ronan, because Ronan raises money for trust. But like Ronan, the song was written for a small child that passed away from cancer, and it is from the point of view of the kid's mom, and it's like the most heart-wrenching. Like I can't, but I will mute it and then let it stream to like raise the numbers for it. But it's heartbreaking. And same with like Soon You'll Get Back. Like there's just, she knows how to just destroy someone's soul.
So, like, speaking of that, people getting the extra streams, and like I've seen Swifties on like Twitter and stuff talk about how like, you know, they have multiple Spotifys because they really want to like make sure she gets all the records in the world, which is such a weird way for me to consume like an artist, is to like you know, I get like trying to buy a lot of merchandise because I like the merchandise, but just like trying to like give her the extra views as if she desperately needs them, because she's going to get these records no matter what anyway. But like people are kind of just pumping up her numbers just because, you know, because of their fandom, they really want to like her to like have every record imaginable because they think that she is the greatest. So I think it's a kind of fandom I don't really understand to do that for.
I mean, it's the kind of fandom that allowed Taylor's versions and the re-record project to actually work, right? Like, who on earth? Why would you
that's a very good point.
The same album again? Why? And like the reason is like because you believe in what she's doing and you support the vision and the project, and you know the production value, and the vault tracks also go a long way. But there's some subtle differences. Like her voice has just matured so much since some of those early albums, which is why I'm so excited for the re-record of Debut to come out. And
she sounds like a baby in our song, like a little child.
Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute.
She was like 15, 16 when she recorded that. Like, I hear my voice when I was that young, and it's like, oh, it's just different. And I mean, and she's done so much more recording and practicing and performing. Like, she's just really honed in her craft. But yeah, I mean, the streaming, I don't have separate Spotify's, but I do just listen to her a lot.
Yeah, like what was your Spotify say? Like she was like, you're like the top 0.1% of listeners?
0.05 one year, and I think I might have been 0.01 last year. Part of that I think is just because I kind of listened to her music exclusively from other artists. Like I think May of last year I listened to a couple of my like kind of summer country rock playlists, and then I immediately went back to just like my mega Taylor Swift playlist that I made for myself.
Because I visited you out west when Midnight's dropped, and like I was there for like 6-7 days, and I think we only listened to that album and nothing else.
Why would
That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Like when an album hits, it hits so right. And
it goes.
Like, I think it's also, like, you know, I think the fun thing about this episode is that like, it's kind of talking about our different ways that we enjoy music and such, because like I like Taylor Swift's music a lot. Like I like enjoy listening to it, but like I don't know, I've listened to Torture Poets like twice, and like
for me, okay, as someone with ADHD, it's very much if a song hits, it's like if it's giving me that dopamine, I am going to listen to it like 14 times in a row sort of thing. Like it's really just like euphoric. And so very much like, oh, the chokehold K-pop has had on me, man. But it's like for Taylor Swift, it's like very much like the odd songs or whatever. It's like, oh no, like I spammed the shit out of that. And especially prepping for the Eras tour was like literally that the entire like year leading up to it was I just exclusively listened to the set list and like the like extra songs that I liked sort of thing. Like I was very much just obsessed and like drowning myself in preparation for, well, of course I want to know the lyrics to be able to sing along and this and that. And it's as someone, but yeah, sorry to ramble about that, but as someone with ADHD, it's very much like, yeah, if a song hits, it's like, oh no, I'm listening to that on repeat like 14 times in like a sitting, and then it's like I'll go on with my day and then listen to it again like 12 more times. Like it's, I mean, I think that has to do with also streaming, because it's like, oh, some people are kind of like streaming, but like it's like a fake thing. And it's like, well, some of us are just like, no, we're kind of like obsessed with this particular song. We will be playing it on repeat like a million times over. You know what I mean? Like it's, yeah. Sorry for that rambling.
Even just putting like her music on shuffle alone, like there's so many genres and feelings and beats and that kind of thing. Like I don't feel like I'm just listening to one artist. Like I'm listening to all kinds of different stuff.
Yeah.
Because,
like Reputation is so different from Folklore or Evermore. Like it's completely, you know, like tonal shift. So it's really nice to just, you get that variety. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Champagne Problems, I just have to say, in the movie, when she's like, oh, what are you guys gonna do? Like, you're gonna like tour like 5 albums? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna call it the Eras Tour. And how none of us picked up that she had only released 4 albums that hadn't toured at that point.
Tricky.
She literally told us that she had 5 albums that she hadn't toured yet, because so that would have been Lover, Folklore, Evermore, and Midnights. But then she said 5. So what's the 5th one? Why didn't anyone of us catch on to that? She literally said 5. You can go back to the movie and double check. Because every time I do, I'm like, oh, I can't believe we missed that. And she's clearly dropping the biggest hint, like, there's another album coming, just not named yet. And it was going to be Torture Poets Department. So the Champagne Problems kind of speech. And I know people had like beef with like, oh, the standing ovation goes on too long. But like, you know, it's a nice moment, and especially
it's basically where people applaud her in the concert, because like there's no other real, even the end, it's just kind of like people like do the final clap and everything, but like that's
she's off. This is like
stage,
her back in it, right? And I don't blame her because she worked hard. And the performance of Tolerate It, like I'm really glad that that's captured in the film. It would have been beautiful to see, but again, that one got axed for making room for
Tolerate is the one where it's like there's a dancer.
She's setting the table.
It's like a tableau kind of thing. It's kind of
basically
like
embodies being a cat by throwing everything off the table.
Yeah,
but
it's the part where if I were to rewatch the movie, that's when I go get another drink or something. Like,
oh no,
that's your pee song. That's what you say. Yeah, it's like, oh, which one's your pee
song? Yeah.
But then, of course, it slips into, like, let's be serious, like, the just bombastic Reputation.
Oh, my God. This era hits so right. It is so much fun. To me, this is, okay, if I was to describe Reputation era, it would be 1989, but horny as fuck. And that is what Reputation is. It is so much fucking fun. They're all bops. It's so poppy. It's so fun. But it's, like, clearly... like it's like just way sexier, and I don't know, I love it. It's so much fun. Oh fuck. Yeah,
there's so much that she achieved with this album, like musically and like career wise and image wise and all of that we could go into, but I won't because I do have a time limit on how long I can be here tonight. But Reputation, I mean, as an album, the first half is very like everything that people think that era is about, like the breaking out of the mold and like the old Taylor's dead and like the snakes and the imagery and the revenge and everything. But the back half of the album is like pure love songs, like beautiful, like New Year's Day makes me cry every time. Call It What You Want is just such a like an intimate song. Like there's some really beautiful ones. And even in the Eras tour, like she starts with Ready For It, which is like, oh my God, a riot. Like she just owns the stadium at that point. You can just tell that she's like living for it. Like it's so powerful. But then to dive right into a song like Delicate, that is just her on stage. It's just her. Like, and it's beautiful. And it's a very like intimate kind of sounding song as well. And to slide from Ready For It into Delicate and have it all make cohesive sense is like such a craft.
We gotta talk about outfits, though.
Oh my God. The catsuit in this is insane. Apparently, Roberto Cavalli designed this one in particular. I don't know who decided to make the microphone that really cool snake thing, but kudos to them because the mic also slaps. Like, oh.
The outfit like is amazing, and friends of my partners were at the show where she debuted the gold. On the discords, people refer to, because she won't, like all the other eras, she had variants of the outfits. Like Lover, she had the different bodysuits. Fearless, she had the different tassel dresses. Evermore, there were just different colors, that sort of thing. Reputation was always the red snake, black and red bodysuit, missing a leg. Why was it missing a leg? Why did it never change? Why? And then in Miami, she just comes out wearing a gold version. So then Old Stinky became Gold Stinky. And it was just like
why
amazing.
Did they call it Stinky?
Because it was the same old thing all the time. They're like, oh, Stinky again. Everyone would always get like, oh, tonight's going to be the night she has a new Reputation bodysuit. It never was, until it was one time.
And then we were all in that clown car being like, okay, Rep Taylor's version's coming out. Like, this is the sign, right? Mm-hmm. We were clowning so hard for it.
I haven't recorded most of it, but you do you. Yeah, this whole era was just so powerful and really cool. Don't Blame Me made such good use of the stage elevators and then the lights that like basically were complete outline of the stage that shot up, and then being
Yeah.
in the covered Rogers Stadium where the Blue Jays play, also formerly known as the Sky Dome, and will ever be the Sky Dome
It's
in my
always the
heart.
Sky Dome to me.
Always the Sky Dome. Actually having it with the roof over like that, sometimes they have it open. That night they had it closed. It was November in Canada, so it made sense. But seeing the lights like go straight up almost like a cage to the ceiling was just really cool. I remember taking a picture of it. It was awesome. And then, I don't know, Look What You Made Me Do, because that was the lead single off this album. That was like, she's back and she's mad and she's not who she used to be. And what is going on? And there was just so much lore around this album too. And it was such like a pivotal point in her life that like, Look What You Made Me Do, the video was so iconic. And then the performance was iconic. Everything was iconic.
Yeah, it's like visually, it's probably the most interesting part of the whole set, I think, the whole like concert. Reputation, like the glass cracking when she stomps on it for
Delicate when
Delicate,
she's
yeah.
stepping. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. They used really great use of the the computerized stage there.
Yeah, she hits her marks every time.
Yeah, so
This era gets you hype.
One I've been huge on as an album. I should probably revisit like 40 times like you guys do, but maybe it'll lock in then through Stockholm Syndrome, but
I don't know, like it hits so right. It just gets you like so hype. I love it to death. And especially just seeing it live is like, you're just like gripping the seat, just like smashing around, like headbanging. It's so ridiculous and silly, but it's like,
a real
you go feral. Like you go feral.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
And then we moved from Reputation into the Speak Now era, which got the short end of the stick.
Yeah, we only get the one song Enchanted.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, it had Long Live in there for a little bit, which would have been absolutely stunning to see live. I'm so bummed that they took it out.
Yeah.
But Enchanted was still beautiful. Speak Now, honestly, is not one of my more favorite albums. Like, there's songs off of it that I like. Honestly, I like Mine and Sparks Fly better, but we got Mine as a surprise song in Toronto Night 2, so I was fine with that. So we still did get a little bit more Speak Now than maybe the average era's goer, but, having it in the movie is really special.
But I also have the split between like, Reputation, where it has like the snake pantsuit and such, and then it goes to
Ball gown.
Her wearing a big like gown, like a big, ballroom kind of dress.
My favorite dress was the Everything Bagel dress.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so like Enchanted's a song I think is like it's a really nice song, but it pisses me off because it's about how she was completely like starstruck by the guy from fucking Owl City.
See, this
It's
is where
so of a time. It's so of a time.
I think this girl has the world's biggest imagination. Like the kind of thing where like, sure, one little thing might spark something, but she imagines it to be so, so much bigger and so much more beyond. So when people are like, oh, this song is like all about Maddie Healy, it's like, she probably had a little spark of the feel there, whatever that feeling was, and then just ran with it. Let her her imagination run wild. She's the kind of person that wakes up in the middle of the night and like isn't even conscious and just does voice notes into her song or into her phone that become chart topping, like gold, platinum, quadruple, 10 times over platinum songs. Like she's got such a big an imagination, such a powerful way of songwriting that I reject, especially her later stuff. Maybe her earlier stuff was like a little bit more literal. But I think she's the kind of person that maybe has a bit of an experience, but knows how to really expand on it. And it's not meant to be taken like literally.
Because also you're a songwriter, right? So you're an artist, especially because everyone's going to be micro-analyzing everything anyway. You wouldn't make everything just absolutely literal. Like that is just not an interesting thing to do. And also is kind of a, it's also, you can come across as like slander to do so.
Yeah, exactly. As again, we will get to All Too Well 10-minute version shortly.
Absolutely. Yeah, so,
I mean, we could dive right into Red.
Yeah, let's dive right into Red because there's not much, Speak Now other than Long Live.
Which is beautiful. But yeah, Red. So this is the moment where my phone storage on my iPhone ran out. So there's me during 22 in Rogers Center trying to watch the show, debating, do I just live in the moment or do I fight my iPhone? I chose fight with the iPhone, so I'm like trying to log in with my stupid Apple ID, which I don't know the password to because I use password managers for things on my desktop to manage things. I'm like going in, trying to like reset my password, put it in, yes, say yes to all of the agreements. Yes, I want this much more data. Like, just give me more iCloud storage so I can take more videos because we're only halfway through the Eras tour. And of course, I had that absolute brick of a phone charger too with me. It was like all external hard drives worth of battery backup. So I'm like holding the battery backup that is like literally half a pound, holding my phone, trying to like dance around and take in the fact that 22 is playing. And it's such a fun song because it's like the whole stage part, right? They're just all hanging out. They're going this way. They're going that way. They're coming this way. And it's a big party of all their friends together, which I think is a really cool way of staging that song and that stage in her life. And again, this album came out when I was 23, I guess. So the song 22, like I just lived through 22. I didn't even know what 23 was going to really feel like yet.
When I turned 22, like the single was out for a few months at that point because I'd already been on the album, of course. So like it was still playing heavily on the radio when I turned 22, which was like pretty much it was huge.
Yeah, it just like kind of hits at that point that, you know, just fits. And such a fun, and of course the tradition of like giving the black hat from the Red era, her giving the hat to a kid or somebody that's been chosen, that kind of goes up and has that like really special connection of really being the only fan interaction that she had during this Eras tour because she had to preserve her voice. So she wasn't doing like VIP meet and greets or anything. She was like going and like icing her whole body and like not speaking, like because she'd have to do it all again tomorw. Because
she's also going out to fucking Kansas City Chiefs games to cheer on Travis Kelce. So those games too.
Yeah, but
she is very into those. When Travis Kelce plays football, she is very into those games, like yelling and cheering, like
rooting for Pacheco.
She is not. Yeah, she's fucking like, oh, Isaiah Pacheco got a touchdown, hooray! Like, what are you doing, girl? Like,
you know what? Let her live her life.
It's lovely.
Not keeping her voice, like, you know, like not taking a nice little break for her voice or like that. She's just rooting for the most evil team in football.
I mean, the point is that she's not doing the meet and greets right after the show. She's going like a little later in the week when she's not working.
Yeah. And also in this movie, she gives the hat to Kobe Bryant's daughter.
Yeah, which is really touching. And then, the song "We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together."
I hate that song so
even
much.
I was like, oh, this is like very immature, but at the same time, like, yeah, everyone's felt that way. Like, it's fine to have those songs, and when people kind of
sorry, I like "We're Never Getting Back Together." I like that song. I Knew Your Trouble is the one I hate. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
Really? That's the one you don't like?
I Knew Your Trouble till the Goat remix. It kind of ruined it.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That is a catchy song. I like that one a lot.
Is that not the song where the Cam does a little? The backup dancer.
We're Never. Yeah, he always does something like ever. Or one of the Canadian shows, he said, "Ew, David, no." This is a reference to Schitt's Creek, and sometimes it would be in whatever language was in. You know, if it was in France, it was a French phrase or whatever. Yeah, it was always fun. Another one of those little things thrown in that makes every show a little bit different. But I Knew You Were Trouble. Like, I liked the song. It was kind of killed dubstep in a way because like that was the moment that like dubstep went like so mainstream, and it was like a very flash in the pan kind of music style. It felt, anyways, to somebody that's not into like EDM and hadn't followed it the whole way through. But the performance was kind of like whatever. Honestly, I felt like it's the one song that could have been dropped from the set because then everyone's waiting for All Too Well, the 10-minute version, which
10-minute song went All Too Well, but so like All Too Well, which is a song which is pretty much a diss track about Jake Gyllenhaal.
I can't imagine being Jake Gyllenhaal, knowing that for 2 years straight, literally thousands of people in an arena at any given time, plus millions of people streaming around the world, were all like flipping their middle finger, screaming "fuck the patriarchy," thinking about you. I don't know that I obviously wasn't there, but she was there. It was rare.
She knows all too well.
She does know all too well. It's a masterpiece of a song.
It's probably her best song.
Oh my
Yeah,
god. To
and
see it live was on another level.
Yeah, and to be, again, talking about the crowd experience and like experiencing it with other people, like literally with what does the Rogers Center hold? Like it was like 50,000 people
Yeah.
So yeah.
that night. 50,000 people plus Taylor Allison Swift, like all flipping the bird, screaming "fuck the patriarchy," like in unison, in perfect unison. Like if that's not cathartic, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
It healed
was a
us.
beautiful moment.
Nature is healing.
Nature is healing. And it's such a beautifully performed song too, like the way that it starts off in autumn and then ends with the snow falling. She's just got that one gorgeous, gorgeous leg kind of sticking out from her long glittering robe. And it's a really great song. It's a great performance. And to keep an audience completely enraptured for 10 minutes and 13 seconds straight.
For one song.
And like it doesn't drag. It doesn't calm you down. Like you're present for all of it. It's incredible.
Like you're just like listening to an entire like relationship just like fall apart.
Oh, it's incredible.
It's a
great song. Really, really, and like just describing the feeling of like a crumpled up piece of paper lying there. Like, hasn't everyone felt like that at one point? Like she just put it into words for us.
Yeah, like that is like a complete highlight of like the entire show.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I guess so for us, it would have gone from Red into Speak Now, whereas the movie version, and I kind of like the way that our version went because it really put all the older stuff front loaded for the most part, other than Lover. It kind of like had all those like nostalgic songs near the beginning, whereas the movie version had it like because Evermore and Folklore were kind of blended in with some of the earlier stuff like Fearless and Red. Just a different vibe of a show, but yeah, right after Red, then we go into the actual Folklore set, which for us was the Folk More blended set, but Folklore, there's like the 7 kind of spoken interlude, and then she starts off singing Invisible String, on the House, which is a beautiful little song. I've heard of a lot of people using it like in their wedding.
There's this cabin that comes up, so like it's a little like a you see inside this cabin there's kind of like grass on top of it. It's like a wooden cabin. She talks about how like she imagined herself as like someone during just in the middle of the wilderness, just like writing songs, like living this kind of like romanticized like artist life.
Yeah, like living writing with quills from feathers that she's gathered. And it's when she mentions that she started writing.
This is the COVID. These are the COVID albums, right?
Yeah. Well, for us, because they were blended, but I forget which set it is in the movie that she mentions, like starting to write Folklore like 3 days after the pandemic was declared. Just like how quickly her mind starts working towards that kind of isolated vibe that's so different than like the experience that you are having and living in a day-to-day life, which I thought was really cool. And
also what's cool about the whole like Eras Tour show is that like you do get the big bombastic things. So you get like the Reputation tour kind of just like, all right, here's just a song, I'm playing it loud, I'm playing it angry. And then you get these parts where she's actually describing her creative process. Like she's talking about herself as an artist. There's like so many different parts of her aspects of who Taylor Swift as a musician that you get to see all these different aspects in the entire show. And it flows in such an interesting manner where it just like, like 15 minutes ago was Look What You Made Me Do.
It's crazy. And like Folklore is such an interesting album too, because she says it, especially in the Long Pond studio session, where she started kind of getting away from the first person sort of writing about like from her experiences or of her experiences, and writing more from like a character driven kind of perspective. So she has like what she calls like the teenage love triangle between Betty, which is like the title of the next song is Betty. And then there's the character James. And then there's the unnamed character that people have started calling Augustine. That's sort of the point of view that's represented in the song August. And Betty is from the point of view of James, who is just 17. He doesn't know anything, but he knows.
Rolls.
Yeah. It's so like, and he's like, the character of James is such a teenage boy, because like even when he says like, oh, will it all be fixed like when I kiss you in front of all your stupid friends?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't even respect her enough to respect her friends, because he does that throwaway line of like, all in front of all your stupid friends. And that's such like a I'm sorry to say it, but like we've all been there. Like that's a very teenage boy thing of like, I don't know, what do you want me to say, like whatever, and not actually apologizing properly for being a shithead, and thinking like, oh, if I do all these things, will that fix it for you, instead of like trying to actually genuinely repair a relationship. Like it's really kind of crafty in that. I know there's a lot of people that have like mixed feelings on the song Betty, or just like straight up don't like it, but
okay,
it's
I
a
like
good song.
Full disclosure.
like the musicianship in it. I like the harmonica. Like it's just such a I don't know, it's a fun song.
It feels very youthful too. Just like, again, like it has like the speaker of the song who is a teenage boy, but also like just like how like the musicianship works with the song is like, you know, the harmonica, and especially in the show, in the concert too, where she's singing it with her like band like on, or backup singers like on like the steps of the cabin there. Like it feels like a real, like, you know, it's lively. It's very lively.
It's the kind of song that like you would sing like when you get all your friends together around a campfire. You know, when you have more musical friends. And so I'm not naturally a musical person, but when we were up in the Yukon doing field work and we were making friends with some of the locals there was an older man named Peter who played the wash basin, like actually played and it was amazing.
That's
and
awesome.
He was very musical, and there was a few nights we'd like a bunch of us would pack up and we'd, you know, someone would bring maybe their ukulele or a guitar or something, and we'd go and we'd visit him, and he had a cabin by the lake. And so we were in this cabin, like a wooden cabin overlooking like Kluane Lake, and all ages in there. I mean, he was really quite old at the time, and we had some, you know, undergrad level researchers as well as kind of everyone in between, and just getting together. And nobody had, I mean, some people had really good voices. I did not, but we would just pull up song lyrics, you know, or just remember them and just jam together. Sometimes there was no actual song. People were just jamming, just like coming in with the music and the songs and the singing that they wanted to. And sometimes we'd like pick a song to kind of all play together. And, you know, things like Neil Young songs and that kind of thing, like things that lent themselves to just a bunch of people all together in a cabin in the woods in the Yukon, playing the wash basin, playing the ukulele, playing the acoustic guitar, singing with whatever screechy, scratchy, off-key voice they had, but just getting together and making music. And that's sort of what Betty in the Folklore Cabin kind of reminds me of a little bit. It's the storytelling aspect, that singer-songwriter kind of style, and that like just hanging out, someone's got a harmonica, let's sing along kind of thing.
Yeah, and also like, you know, that song, like especially with the communal spirit of like being at a concert, also like, of course, you're with tens of thousands of other people too, so it's also like everyone singing along. Like it's kind of a celebration of what it is to do music with together as like a social thing.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so the next song is The Last Great American Dynasty, which is like, has some really cool dancing going on.
Yeah, and a really cool story, because it's all about this person named Rebecca Harkness, who's a real human and owned the house that Taylor Swift bought. So she had said that she always wanted to write a story or a song about Rebecca Harkness and like the kind of life that she led. And that's what led to The Last Great American Dynasty. So you have Natalie, one of the dancers, come out like as the Rebecca character, who falls in love and marries this Standard Oil heir or whatever, Bill, I guess, played by Jan Ravnik, who is one of my favorite dancers. And they're kind of like wordlessly performing together. Like she shows up on the afternoon train and meets him, and they're on this like little salt box house on the coast, and then his heart gives out because she's like so much and so crazy. And everyone's like, oh, well, with him gone, like there goes the last great American dynasty. And it's this woman who's like the loudest woman this town has ever seen, the maddest woman this town has ever seen, kind of like what would have been if it weren't for her, kind of ruining everything. And it's such an interesting take of, and of course like the dancers like performing this very carefree sort of character. It's a really fun one.
Yeah, we didn't get that in our show, did we?
No, they axed it for our show.
Yeah, we get to August is the next one.
Yeah, which is again from that kind of teenage love triangle. And this is another one of those songs where she comes out and she's got this like long flowing dress and really just making the use of the whole stage for herself. And like, it's a huge stage and she's got such presence, like delicate. She had the whole stage to herself and she fills it. Yeah. She just fills it with who she is and what she's doing. And same thing with August.
We saw the contrast because Gracie Abrams opened for Taylor Swift when we saw her. And like, you know, she was fine, but like, she could not use the full stage just by, you know, the kind of musician she is. And when she tried to like walk down the whole stage, it's like, oh, she felt like very small. Whereas when Taylor Swift does it, it's like the stage is hers. Like it belongs to her. It's like molded around her.
100%.
There.
My Tears Ricochet is the next one?
No, Illicit Affairs is. Which is, oh my God. Andy, I don't know how you feel about this one. There's the album version, which is like deep but quiet. And then there is the Eras Tour version, which is the angry version, the angry Illicit Affairs version.
I like the angry version.
Oh, it's personally so good. I want Eras recording album so bad.
Oh, we need it. We especially need the like mashups is what I'm waiting for.
Yeah. Her screaming, "Don't call me kid, don't call me baby," like just losing it. Beautiful.
Yeah, because just her, like, on her knees, just, like, very dramatically, just, like, you know, arms in the sky kind of thing.
Yeah, and it slides right into My Tears Ricochet, which is literally about her songs being stolen from her. Because there's the song, like you can hear my stolen lullabies is the lyric in that song. Which I think is really, again, taking an experience and then expanding on it in this like really lyrical, over the top way. And the visualizations for this are stunning. It's got the battleship on that whirlpool on the big screen, and it just feels like you're all being sunk down to this like deep swirling sadness.
Yeah. And then we get to Cardigan.
Yep. Cardigan was what opened the Folkmore set for our show, but Cardigan's performed on its own here. And to be honest, I don't really like Cardigan all that much.
Really?
Fine.
What? Oh my goodness, that's fair. That's fair. Like, you're entitled. That's totally fine. This was one of those 14 listens in a row kind of songs for me.
It's got beautiful imagery, but yeah, this one just doesn't hit for me. It's usually, I would say it's sometimes a skip.
Fair enough.
So, like, then we switch eras from the folklore era over that. We switch to the folklore era now to the 1989 era, which is my favorite album of hers.
Oh yeah, 1989 slaps.
Yeah, so we start
banger,
off with,
banger after banger.
It
is. We
is.
start with "Style," which is a great song.
It's such a good, well-crafted pop song. Like, it's got a good beat. The sound quality is amazing. And it's like very timeless in terms of like its lyrics and its musical style.
Then we get to "Blank Space," which is just, I love that song.
It's
iconic.
So good. So good.
It's like all iconic. Then "Shake It Off," which is just fine in my books. Like, it's a fun pop song, but like doesn't really do as much for me as like the rest.
It's one of
the
those songs, if I can reach the skip button in the first 5 seconds, I will skip it. But if I don't, then it's already in my brain and I'm like, oh, the brainworm sets in.
The little breakdown, the like hey 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 part is it loses me there. So I try to avoid it if I can.
And is it "Blank Space" that has where they're on the bikes?
Yes.
Yeah, where the dancers like are on like bikes going around the stage too. That's really cool.
Yeah. And nobody falls down. I'm so impressed.
Yeah.
And it's also
there's like a few instances during the show where, like, you know, her heel would break or something, or like a platform wouldn't go up in time or something. So like there were a couple like bloopers throughout the tour.
Yeah, the air.
Or she'd have to run down the entire stage because the little thing didn't open up.
Yeah, like little trap door. Yeah. So she just booked it.
And the heel that broke and she ripped off and yeeted it into the crowd, and someone very excitedly got to be the owner of the broken heel that went around.
More to that story too, because I believe it was his sister was going through cancer treatment, And so he was going to auction it off to raise money. And then people online raised all this money and said, here's the money, keep the shoe. You should still have it.
That's so
have
sweet.
to part with that to pay for the sister's cancer treatment. So
really
it was
cool.
just like a really nice moment of people. First of all, you shouldn't have to pay out of pocket for cancer treatment. What is wrong with the world?
Yeah.
But we unfortunately live in a world where it does cost a lot of money. And yeah, just people coming together and like letting that person have that kind of like special moment and still raising the money, I thought was really nice.
Yeah, so we get Wildest Dreams as well, which I love that song.
It's good. You know what's funny though is that the songs for the most part in the 1989 set are a lot of my could do without from that album. Like I love that album, but like Shake It Off, not my favorite. Wildest Dreams, fine. Bad Blood, also a skip for me.
Yeah.
There's so many other songs, but they weren't the hits off that album.
Yeah, this is like feels like a real greatest hits part of like the era for 1989. It's just, they just do the hits mostly.
Yeah,
entirely.
And like there's way better songs. Like I think Out of the Woods is a way better song.
Oh my god, that song is so good.
That's a really cool thing to see staged in a really interesting manner.
They already have the trees.
Yeah, like, why don't you just start off like go from folklore to like Everlore or whatever what we saw, where like you go from the trees and then have Out of the Woods play. It's an easy transition to do.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just so clear from that and some of the vault tracks that Harry Styles is just like such a bad driver.
Absolutely.
And like Blood in the Snow. Like just dude.
So now we get to the acoustic set, which is is the acoustic set the surprise song set?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Mine mixed with the song from 50 Shades of Grey, the sequel.
That she does with, is it Zayn?
Yeah, it was Zayn,
yeah.
Which I missed when that came out because I was living in the woods. And I like
you weren't out yet.
And I was mostly, this was before I had Spotify, so I was mostly just listening to the albums that I had. And it wasn't on an album. So when she started playing that, I was like, what is going on? Who is this? And I wasn't like totally excited because I was like, this is like one of the very few Taylor Swift songs like I genuinely don't really know at all. But then when she goes from to like,
oh my god, chills, like literally just chills run down your entire body.
It's one of my favorite songs. It's one that me and my partner like quite like a lot, the both of us. And so like getting that mixed in there was great.
See, I was really hoping that she would do a song from Cats because I love that movie. I was hoping she would do her song "Beautiful Ghost," which is Andrew Lloyd Webber,
which she didn't do at all on the entire tour.
Do the whole tour. She also didn't do McCavity, which
Good.
she sings in that movie.
Good.
Like, at least she played a song from one bad movie, but it wasn't from Cats.
I'm glad that you of all people got a bad movie song.
Exactly. Yeah, that's all I wanted.
I got mine. You got your bad movie song. Let's go.
And then, after, what was the other song we saw the secret song for?
Oh, we got two, because then there's the piano surprise song.
Yeah.
So she moves over from guitar then to piano, and of course, when we saw her, she was doing the mashup. So she'd do two partial songs, like mashed up on guitar, and then two, sometimes three, on piano. But the original like movie one, she did one full song on guitar, one full song on piano. And then over the course of the 3 nights that they recorded in LA at SoFi, she did different songs each night. So then the full set, there's 6 of the acoustic surprise songs in the movie. You're on Your Own Kid being like probably the most iconic because that's the one that has the line, make the friendship bracelets. And
that started it all.
Listened. We're like, okay, mother said. So we spent a collective $1 billion on plastic beads, which, again,
I still have my friendship bracelets.
Oh, absolutely. You can't throw those away. Are you kidding?
Just, like, burn. Like, no, you keep them.
Yeah.
And I've made other ones since, actually, when myself and my 2 lab mates defended our PhDs, I made friendship bracelets that said PhD era.
Oh, I love that.
Matching PhD era bracelets, which I think is fun.
That's so sweet.
But
I always wear, I got gifted a bracelet, it's gold beads, and then it says fearless, and I wear that to like any of my medical appointments because I hate appointments so much, and I always wear that It's like, and I have no idea who it's from because you just kind of trade with everyone in the merch line. But
yeah, we spent like an hour in the merch line, and we were just like trading with, because like it was kind of like the queue like snaked along, so like we would run into different people in the merch line, so we just like trade bracelets here and there, like different people, like every like few minutes.
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
Yeah, so like
yeah.
those a lot of those acoustic songs get moved to like the post credits for this Disney Plus release for the Eras Tour Taylor's version. Yeah, but like in this the acoustic set they have in the movie itself is Our Song and You're on Your Own, Kid.
Yeah, and Our Song is just so good. Hearing it with her like 30-something-year-old voice makes me so excited for the debut re-release, which everyone is clowning for being released next year because that would be the 20th anniversary of that album coming out.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be really big. Of course, she's going to let The Life of a Showgirl like go on, but I wouldn't be surprised if that came out maybe later next year.
And yeah, so then we're on to the Midnight's era. Which,
Midnight Slaps. I love this album.
Great album, yeah. But like,
such a pop.
When we saw it, we got to see the Torture Poets set, which like is not in this movie because it wasn't out at this point in time. And that was
five songs.
Yeah, that was a really visually interesting set too. Like I
with
thought
the bed. And everyone clowning, thinking that we're going to get, is it Posty? Is it Papa Posty? Is he going to be like a surprise guest? Nope, it's just Yan.
Yeah.
Oh well. It's always Yan, and that's fine because I love Yan.
It'd been cool.
But we also had the visuals of like Down Bad with the UFO and the spotlight.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
yes.
That was so cool.
The magical Roomba. So the little piece of stage that it turns out actually had a man inside of that block controlling it. Yeah. Because everyone's wondering how on earth is this little piece of stage moving around on its own? It must be remote controlled or something. Nope. There was a man inside, which makes it even funnier when it stopped moving and she was like, crap, now I have to she got Jan to come lift her down.
Yeah.
And perfect timing when that error happened because
what happened to the man?
So he just had to hang out inside this box that wasn't working in the middle of the era stage. But
probably I'd be shitting my pants if that was me. Oh fuck, is Taylor Swift going to execute me behind the stage?
But she's so professional that she's like, okay, this isn't working, and just immediately was like, okay, the dancers know, they're alerted, go help her down gracefully, she can keep singing. And then Jan walks away and it comes up to the lyric where she says, who the fuck was that guy? Which is so funny because as she's walking away from Jan, it's like, who the fuck was that guy? But it was just the timing in it. But yeah, Magic Roomba, the little stage that she's riding around in Down Bad, and then when she's singing, well, I guess Who's Afraid of Little Old Me comes first in that set, where she's got the post and she calls it the Female Rage the Musical section of the show, and moving around and just all this rage, which is really cool. It's like a new kind of incarnation of Look What You Made Me Do in a way. And then it moves into Fortnite or Down Bad with the UFO. There's just really cool staging for that. But I guess we should focus on the movie itself, which did not have Tortured Poets.
It did not.
We're hoping the new movie. Yeah. We'll do this again when the new movie comes out.
It's got to come out, right? Like she has to.
It has to
because
she filmed all 3 nights in Vancouver.
Yeah, so it makes sense that she would do something with it. So
yeah.
Well, there's something coming tomorrow, isn't there?
Well, that's a different movie.
Yeah, no, it's not a movie. It's the music video for The Fate of Ophelia.
Oh, I thought she was listening to something in the theaters, wasn't she?
Yeah,
something is being released.
Video for The Fate of Ophelia, and it's a listening party for the new album.
That's so cute! I had no idea. I thought it was just like a movie.
You guys call yourselves Swifties, my god!
I already said at the beginning, I'm just a baby Swiftie. I don't know enough, so
this is all new news. New news.
So yeah, it's now we're in the Midnight's era in the movie here. So start off Lavender Haze, which is a really cool song.
Yeah, because it starts with her climbing a ladder into these clouds on the screen, and then on stage she's climbing up. And this is where it's actually kind of funny. People kind of made fun of the set design for this because it's literally these big, just fluffy clouds that kind of look like a high school production on ladders.
Yeah.
And I remember people were like, oh, there's this dancer ladder blocking my view of Taylor Swift. And that's when Jan Ravnik turns around and he's his shirt's open for this and he's built. And they're like, oh, never mind. And so
That's so
Jan
funny.
has become famous for having this like relationship with the ladder. Um, so much so that he was in a recent, I believe it was a cologne ad, and there was a ladder in that, and everyone's like, yes, Jan and the
Oh
ladder
my God.
reunite.
Oh my God, that's
It's a
incredible.
whole thing. And he's aware of it. He's now on Dancing with the Stars, the current season.
Oh, good for him. Is he like just like one like? Oh, I guess he's probably dancing with like one of the celebrities, right?
With
He's dancing with the
Jennifer
celebrity ladder, obviously.
Oh, sorry, who's the
Yeah.
celebrity?
Jennifer Affleck?
Oh, who's Jennifer Affleck?
I don't know.
Huh.
Dancing with Jan Ravnik. But Lavender Haze, like I love that song. I love like the sound behind it. Like it just kind of throbs. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes into Antihero, which like was one of the biggest singles she's had in a long time. Like
Yeah, 'cause that was her first single off that album, right?
yes,
Yeah.
and it was everywhere, and it was so good. And there's so many Easter eggs now where we're like rewatching the Antihero music video that are clearly like little egg drops for the life of a showgirl in a way. Like the use of the purple glitter, the use of the color orange, like there's a few things going on there that she's tied either on purpose from when she designed the Antihero music video, or she has decided to call back to when creating the last showgirl or the last showgirl, the life of a showgirl.
Yeah.
Some really cool stuff. And like she's kind of like in her little pajama outfit. It's all glittery, of course, but she's like walking around, makes full use of the stage, makes the time to go on either side of the screen where there's like fans behind that kind of have a really obstructed view, but takes the time to like go and wave at everyone, which is really nice.
What I also really like with the Midnight's album too is that like it's like a breakup album, but she did not know the relationship. She was having a breakup, like it's like pretty much her and Joe Alwyn like breaking up, but like it's the end of the relationship. But it's kind of her just like thinking like, oh, it's just the thoughts I've had around Midnight and stuff. And it's like, oh, like it's a relationship that's ending. It's kind of like Bruce Springsteen, Tunnel of Love, whereas that's like clearly...
Yeah, I was just gonna say that like he didn't realize that he was writing about his divorce until he got divorced after the album.
So
and, like it wasn't until retrospect that it was like, oh, that actually was a breakup album. I just didn't.
Yeah, which makes it really fascinating because I thought it was a great album to begin with, and it's like, oh, like there's like something very subconscious about this album that like even the artist was not aware of.
Yeah, and I mean when the song oh my god, You're Losing Me came out, like
oh god.
What a shot through the heart that one was. Oof. But Midnight Rain also has that vibe, right? Like it's so Midnight Rain is beautiful because then she's sort of like still in that kind of glittery, almost like pajama oversized t-shirt. And then the dancers kind of have all these umbrellas and then these black suits, and then they kind of cover her up with the umbrellas, and it's costume change where they remove the glittery t-shirt and reveal the Midnight's bodysuit. Of course there's multiple versions of the Midnight's bodysuit, but it's like again just like an absolutely stunning bejeweled piece of costuming. With like there's like the Moonstone version, there's the Scallops version, there's but it's like basically he was sunshine, I was Midnight Rain. Like we were on opposite pages. I was in this dark place, like he's all shiny and like with a family, and I'm peering in through a window. Like it's a very disconnected kind of sounding song, and the dancing is really cool for it.
And like with all these costumes, we can see them from far away. We can actually like, tell them apart. They're distinct enough that even from like however many feet away we were from her, like we could actually see like small little details, the way that they glitter and stuff, the way that they shine. They're visible for the entire arena.
Yeah, which is all good because then it goes into vigilante shit, which like I don't even know if we can talk about that chair dance.
Yeah, it's
my
like
God.
it's like very like the musical Chicago kind of thing. Like it's very
burlesque,
showing
for
off
lack of a better.
Like
yeah,
this is not the Taylor Swift that we grew up with the curly hair and the acoustic guitar.
Yeah.
That is her sexy moment. It's a good song and it's a really cool stage design.
And Bejeweled's the next one.
Yeah, Bejeweled, a catchy one.
love it.
Yeah, it doesn't stand out to me, the performance.
Yeah. It's just
Except
like
Cam always dances, and it's fun.
yeah.
The little, I think it for Bejeweled, she does a tiny little choreography like little thing that was like a fan of hers uploaded to TikTok, and she thought it was super cute, and she like incorporated that into this, I
That's
think.
cool.
Like when she like turns and does the little like finger like twinkly thing under her chin, apparently like a Swiftie like had uploaded like their own little dance to that on TikTok, and she saw it and she like added it into the show.
That's
I don't
fun.
know. I could be wrong, but like I'm pretty sure like I heard that this was a thing. So I thought that was super cute.
Yeah. And then we get to Mastermind.
Well, and this is what I wanted the tickets that we got for, was to see the stage for this. And I don't know chess well enough, but allegedly the way when she's like, because the whole point of it is like, it's a chessboard and she's like moving the pawns around, and the pawns are her like dancers. And she's kind of like directing them to go here, directing them to go there. And allegedly it sets it up so that it's like a perfect checkmate. But I don't understand it well enough to actually verify this or not. This is what I've heard on the internet. Because to me, I'm like, it's just a bunch of people in trench coats that look like the Matrix on a stage, and Taylor Swift singing about how she was the mastermind, but then it turns out the other person was also masterminding her, which I thought was really fun. And of course, Mastermind is what the game is named after, where you go on the app every show and guess what versions of outfits it's going to be. And you could get points and people would win and there'd be prizes. It was really fun.
I did not do well in any of those because I kept guessing songs from Cats and she's not playing.
Too many variables.
Yeah, then we get to like the big final song of the whole concert, which is Karma.
Yeah, and this is
so fun.
So fun because they have like these big, very oversized, poofy, glittery, stringy coats that just shimmer like I don't know, like insane Muppets. They're really fun. But the most interesting thing to me is not the song Karma itself, but the way that it ends. There's an orange door that comes down from the screen, and her dancers would usually like leave through the back, but Taylor would usually exit the whole show through a trap door in the stage, except for the very last night. The very last night, she takes a couple extra seconds to like really take it in the crowd. The last night in Vancouver, the last show of the Eras tour. And instead of her going down the trap door waving goodbye like she normally does, she is arm in arm with her dancers and her backup singers, and they all exit the stage through where that orange door appeared. And as we know now, that was her exiting the Eras era and entering a new era, orange glitter, which is clearly tied to the life of a showgirl, which is coming out in a matter of hours.
Yep. It'll be out by the time this episode's out.
Yeah.
Maybe I can beat it to them with a punch if I can edit this really fast. That's the main concert itself. The post credits of the acoustic collection, which we already talked about, but the credit song is "Long Live," and they show a lot of clips of the, people like the fans of going to the concert and stuff, like giving friendship bracelets, like the outfit,
parading in their outfits.
Yeah, which is like really nice. Like it's a fun way to end a concert film.
Super cute.
Yeah.
And it shows some of the, like, they call it the errors tour of like the little bloopers and things, like when she swallows a bug, or when she gets caught up in like the willow cloak, she kind of like gets it caught on her head, or she's swinging the
when it rains
blank space and hits herself in the head, like little things like that.
Like it has a true blooper reel, which is awesome.
Where she took it all in stride and like kept performing. And Rain shows like Rain that started short-circuiting the keyboards, because both the Champagne Problems piano and the acoustic piano, like they look like a grand piano and an upright piano respectively. They're electric keyboards set into what looks like a piano. They're obviously not real pianos with strings and hammers. And so like there's the one Rain show where she's like trying to wipe rain like off the piano, and it starts like short-circuiting and playing on its own. It's really funny. And then all the post credits too, like they've got the friendship bracelet kind of designed to like, talk about who's being credited and that kind of thing. So again, like one little line in a song that she kind of threw in that fans took a hold of and like gave the Eras tour like its own life that she didn't plan. So like by the end of it, it wasn't just what she had sort of masterminded out in the first place. It was this whole experience that became its own thing through fan experiences, through her own experiences, and then putting a whole new set in that actually referenced things about the Eras tour through I Can Do It With a Broken Heart and like things like that. Like it just really morphed into like 2 years of our lives, like
And even
collectively.
even like the venues, somebody made those giant friendship bracelets that then they traded with the other upcoming venues, and it traveled, like the big ones that they would hang outside of the Rogers Stadium and stuff. Like I forget
so cool
who it was in the States that did it, but like it was very cute to see just actual venues sending away this like bracelet, because it wasn't hers essentially. Like somebody just decided to make it. I think she has it. She ended up keeping it now, but like how cute is that though? Like, and that was not a thing at the start of the tour.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, like the idea of like candy and trading friendship bracelets like came from more of the rave culture. So like it was a thing, and that's a part of the, you know, that was part of a reason why friendship bracelet materials were relatively easy to come by, in addition to just being a very popular craft thing for kids. But it was really cool to see that kind of spill out into like a totally different community, I guess.
And like when you make friendship bracelets, I was so pissed off at it at first because I hate doing crafts. But like you get in the rhythm of it. It's a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun, like, because we got together and we put this on and like made them while watching this, and that sort of added another element to just the hype of going to see her, and just made just experiencing the like concert itself really cute. The whole thing was just such an experience. Like it was so much more than just a concert. Like the pre-show you did with your friends and the prep you did, and then thinking of what outfit you're going to go as. Like, am I going to be a key lime green dog for this concert? Am I going to reference her and Cats? Am I like, which music video am I going to do? I ended up doing, you know, the cardigan and the like little white dress thingy from it's been too long. I'm too K-pop pilled. I can't remember the name of the song, but like I referenced like a music video and like my thing, and it's just like all of that planning and stuff is so cute and so fun. And then meeting other Swifties and everyone being so kind and like sharing bracelets and like compliments and stuff. Oh, also not for nothing, but after the concert, when we left, just middle of the night, downtown Toronto, never in my life did I feel safer. Like, we absolutely took back the night. We absolutely took, like, all of us were in glitter and, like, tiny dresses and skirts, and not once did I feel, like, unsafe or uneasy, because I knew that if anyone picked on me or if anyone picked on anyone else, we all had each other's backs. Like, it was such a crazy, fun feeling of community, just leaving the venue in the middle of the night being like, yeah, no, I feel perfectly safe in like this big downtown city. Like, I'm fine. Everyone's got me.
I did see my first ever Cybertruck in the wild after that concert.
Whoa.
That fucking sucked ass, but other than that, it was a great night.
And it was also super cute how the cities got like excited as well, and like renamed like streets for fun, and like you know what I mean, like threw up, like I wasn't it like the CN Tower changed colors like in a particular way for this concert.
Every
and stuff.
billboard in Toronto was Taylor Swift themed somehow.
Like, it was just so cute. It made it a lot more fun. Like, it was such an experience.
The pub that Brian and I grabbed a burger at before renamed itself temporarily to the Black Dog, and it was just
brilliant.
fun.
They gave us free shots of Fireball if we show them our concert tickets, and then we got free shots
cute.
of booze, which is awesome.
Cute.
Yeah, and they had a poster up in the pub that said "the smallest man who ever lived," and people were giving like full government names of their exes.
Oh, I love it. There was a girl that had like a blank shirt with like Sharpies to be like, write their names on my shirt, please, of the smallest man who ever lived. And I saw that, and that was super cute.
Yeah,
even like at the venue itself, like it was incredible seeing all the different kinds of outfits we were coming up with. And also like a lot of guys who were like probably dreaded by their partners, like they were like just wearing like Travis Kelce jerseys, like for the Kansas City Chiefs, but like they were at least putting some effort in. Like,
well, and I think a lot more partners that maybe they weren't the primary Swiftie, like, went because they also enjoy the music.
Yeah. Like
a lot of grumpy dads, like.
Yeah. No, like it's the thing is, it's like, it's even if you don't necessarily like her music, there's like the genres are just all over the place, so there's probably going to be something, but the whole experience is so much fun. It's like I find it very hard to not have a good time. Like, you know, I went with my husband, and he's not like a Swiftie or anything, but he had an absolute riot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's still fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. I'm glad we got to experience it.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have the movie, which is great. And hopefully there will be another movie.
It's nice to have this movie as like a little bit of a reminder of what the experience was like, and like because it was a cultural phenomenon. Like, and we lucked out seeing tickets because like it was a very in-demand concert. So like, a lot of people at least get to have this movie to see what it was kind of like. We get to have this movie as a reminder of what it was like.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have any final thoughts about the movie itself?
I think it was
so
just very well filmed, and thankful that it's there to just remind yourself, because I essentially blacked out for 3 hours when I saw it. Like, so it's hard to remember.
Stayed yelling "fuck the patriarchy" and just screaming.
Yeah, just like freaking, just going absolutely feral for 3 hours. So, you know.
No, the movie's like a comfort blanket. Like, it's just nice to throw on when I'm like cleaning the house on a Saturday or something, and just nice.
Yeah, every time Andrea comes and visits, like she makes me watch the movie again. So
it's so good.
Okay, I found rewatching it after seeing the concert, like it gives me goosebumps now.
Yeah.
Is that a thing you guys experience at all? Because very much it's just like, oh my god, like I know this, like this is crazy.
Like, I remember
you know what
how
I mean?
like interesting this was when I saw it in person.
Yeah, like I get all of that like excitement rushes back into my body, and I just get so hype. It's crazy.
Yeah,
yes,
it's good.
Yeah, it's a really fun movie. Would you guys recommend this movie to people who are not Taylor Swift fans at all? Like, if you're a Taylor Swift hater, do you think people would actually enjoy this?
I would say no, just because it's very long.
Yeah, it's a very long, but also like it's like 2.5 hours long with about like half hour of like credits and more acoustic songs. So like it's not as long as the runtime suggests per se, but
I think it's. I would say if you're not like a Swiftie, going and experiencing it in real life, I think you would have much more fun than just watching it. Like my in-laws who are like in their 60s were curious about it, and they watched this movie and they really enjoyed it, but they kind of like skipped through because it was just like it's just a bit too much if it's not really your scene.
Absolutely, yeah.
If that makes sense.
Like give somebody like a bit of a curated playlist.
Yeah.
Like, here, some of these songs, like these are not the hits, these aren't what you'd hear on the radio, and kind of let people come at it that way, because I think it's quite a lot. Like it's a long time to sit through, and especially if you just don't buy in right away, like because it shows like a lot of the crowd, like people crying, they're so excited that if you're already like, oh, it's too stupid, like Taylor Swift fans, like this is dumb. Like you're gonna watch it and be like, oh my god, look, everyone's just so over the top, and like it's easy to write off maybe. Whereas I think there's other ways to maybe introduce people, unless you did like a big watch party with like a bunch of friends and like made it an event sort of thing.
Oh, absolutely. Like maybe there's like a way you could do like an abridged version of this that's like half the length and probably rope some people in. But I feel like this movie is designed for people who like could not make the Eras tour, could not get a ticket for it.
Yeah.
Hence why the tickets to see this in the theaters were a bit more expensive. Like, yeah, this is a movie that's pretty much geared towards the converted.
Yeah. And I remember when it came out, like I was a little worried it wasn't coming to streaming, and I thought that was kind of a bummer. So I'm very glad that there was both options. You know what I mean?
Disney paid $75 million to get the streaming rights for this.
I mean, they probably already made it back.
Oh yeah.
Like this movie cost between like $10 to $20 million to make, so it already, just from streaming rights alone, it made its money back. This movie made so it cost between $10 to $20 million. So figures change here and there, but it made $267 million at the box office, which is like a lot. I think it's the highest grossing concert film of all time, and I don't think it's anything else comes really close. Like the Justin Bieber Never Say Never thing, like didn't even break $100 million. So like this like clears that by at least double. Like this was a pretty huge movie for that fall, especially because like that was the Barbenheimer year. So like Barbie and Oppenheimer made a ton of money, but like people were still kind of weren't sure if like, you know, the people were coming back to the theaters to see movies, but Swifties came on droves to see this movie. And yeah, I think like then like Beyonce came with her concert film after this too. Like I think there's a lot more interest. I think like I'm surprised they're not trying to make more concert films, like dumping them on streaming and such. It's kind of strange that like concert films weren't really a thing for a while, but like I think that like
I think they're coming back. And sorry to interrupt, but I feel like it depends on the scene that you're in, because now that I've gotten into K-pop, very much like a lot of their tours are available to buy on DVD and stuff like that. And like, there's
Mm-hmm.
tons of BTS shows coming to theaters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I very much think it's like it's coming around. Like it's
Yeah.
gonna get more and more popular.
They're fun to see in the theater because like I've seen like the last waltz in the theaters and it stopped making sense in the theater, and like people like are treated like they're at an actual concert. So like it's a lot of fun to actually be with the crowd who are really into it.
Yeah. Like there is like a show, there's like a concert that I didn't get to go see, and if it comes to theaters, like I'm absolutely gonna be there with like a smile on my face.
So you guys have anything you want to plug at all?
Nope,
No,
not me.
nothing to plug for me unless you're super into academic publishing, then I can hook you up.
Yeah.
But I do have to go.
Okay. Yeah, well, Rose,
This was really fun. Thank you for having me.
yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, if you want to follow me at Wishart, Blue Sky, Twitter, and Letterboxd, you can give me a shot there. MoviePod, you can follow MoviePod on Twitter and Blue Sky as well as YouTube. Next week, the new format begins, and I'm starting it off with Paul W.S. Anderson's Resident Evil. It's a very fun discussion, so really looking forward to that. So, yeah, until next week, take care.
Bye bye.